So I have this thing where when I hit the record button, I lose everything that I was thinking about before because I suffered from atrocious ADD. I'm sure some of you probably felt the same way before, but I definitely don't have this issue when I'm streaming on Twitch. I know this channel has been kind of blacklighted for 3 years. There hasn't really been a lot going on, and I've always alluded to the things that are going to go on and the promises of the things in the future that never happen just because I'm so ready and eager to please everybody. And it's obviously my plan, but I get so wrapped up in my plans I never focus on what I'm actually doing. And I suppose this is a bit of a revelation as a video so that I can stay on pace because I'm actually learning these things about myself when I say things like this and in general, as I say them out loud to you guys. I don't Words don't come out of my mouth that are complete bullshit. I might repeat myself, and that's understandable, I suppose, but I things that come out of my mouth are new thoughts in my own head. It's very easy to ramble for me because my head spins a million miles a minute, and I'm sure again that plenty of you are on the same page with me there. That's why I have my vape as a totem. This is probably going to be really bad unedited, but I honestly don't even care at this point. The quality will increase as soon as people are actually here to give a fuck. And I honestly could give zero shits about YouTube. This channel could get stricken down and I don't really care. This is a very, very old channel that isn't even like I really only care that it's here as a highlight to all of the things that happened with Realm of the Mad God. It's likely that there will end up being a new channel when I actually do start streaming on Twitch again. I've changed my username on Twitch and I guess I've been a little elusive in the amount of content that I put out in this regard, but I don't really feel as if there's anybody that's actually here watching this for me to have that conversation with them or for me to be like, hey, I uploaded this video. And I always blamed it on people not wanting to watch my stuff, and it was them not wanting to watch my stuff. And don't think about that too hard about how I'm saying that because I'm going to explain it a little bit more. It's one side tangent that I need to address because if you've made it this far in this video, I might have actually made a breakthrough to you. I like we've talked about the ADD. We know it's bad, but I try to cycle around to the main point, and having my Twitch chat cycle around to the important point of a conversation is something beautiful for me personally. But at this current juncture, I don't really have my Twitch chat. Streams are coming soon. The way my job works out right now, it looks like I can stream Monday through Thursday. Um, and I need to. I really don't know what kind of time slot I should be doing or not doing, but at some point in all of my introspecting, I suppose I finally found the version of myself where I'm actually just being myself 100% of the time. And maybe part of that is the fact that I'm with my beautiful fiance now 100% of the time. Maybe that's because I'm just content with life and it's not like I did what I wanted to do. Life kind of like enjoying life is accepting whatever the universe decides it wants to throw at you that day. And a lot of different people can try to correlate things to a lot of different things because a lot of people can't accept randomness for what it is, that it's just random, and the fact that there isn't a purpose behind things. I feel like a lot of people are left in their heads nowadays, kind of like I was, and they kind of rotate among their own thoughts a lot more, especially with the internet becoming as prevalent as it is in everybody's life. I think it leads them to be lonely because they can get everything they want. And then I think they go down this introspective path where they end up trying to find their own self worth and why they're here. And that there's two ways of introspecting, but you'll always end up breaking down to that path at the end of it. You'll always try to figure out why I'm here. You can use introspecting, and I use the term introspecting knowing that it's not a real word. I don't really care. You can use it for self betterment, especially, again, common theme for this video. It's probably going to be titled ADD, is our ADD, where we do things without thinking about them. And a lot of us are confident enough to know that we're always thinking about things, even in our subconscious, and we can accept the decisions that we're making at face value. But we should really think about the decisions that we've been making quite recently to help us pan out our future decisions. It's one of the biggest things for me. So, in this regard, um, I I found being honest is a really easy way as a person with ADD to kind of find yourself. If you find yourself BPD as fuck with all of these lies to yourself, to people who care about you, to anybody, and I really have to break this down too because you're not thinking about it deep enough because you're lying to yourself too. And I don't mean to make that sound all sappy. I really want you to take a step back and look at yourself and really try to figure out what is and isn't making you happy. Sometimes a lot of people get so caught up in themselves they forget what makes them happy. Sometimes they forget that making somebody else happy can make you happy. And I'm not saying that that's the answer, but I'm not I'm really not going to say that's the answer, but you should try it sometime for real. Just be nice to be nice. I know it's really awkward to like try to put yourself out there, but here's a fucking tip. Half of these people you'll never see again. And if you happen to do something nice for them and never see them again, then your one interaction with that person was positive. And if you see them again, then you don't even have to try again because they're already going to have a smile on their face when they see you. It's really not that hard to just try not to be an asshole. And everybody's so caught up with what they have or what they don't have. And that sounds like something so basic to say. And I hate to just have to rehash all these fucking basic ass mantras into one big point, feeling like some fucking self help book over here. But it's kind of a self help video, isn't it? I don't know. There's no script here. There's really not. I'm just talking about things that have helped me go through my ADD and try to, cope with life. It feels like autism, doesn't it? Have you made it this far? Are you still here? Have you clicked off the video? Do you think you would have clicked off another video? Are you actually still here? Is anybody actually listening to me talk about this right now? This is a good video. This is a good video. Sometimes with ADD, you really have to let yourself take a second to step back and start again. Um, this is something I've learned a lot with, say, fighting games, but it's something that's really important in any esports title you might ever play, in any game ever, is to take any second where you can have it just to focus and think. Some people are so focused on hitting buttons because they feel like that's the only way to play the game, but 75% of the game is in your brain. So you should really take stock of that when you're trying to take some stocks. Is this my first video that's not a vlog? That's kind of cool. I probably shouldn't break the fourth wall 2 times. I think that, does that make it look like I'm looking at the clock? It probably does. I bet a lot of other YouTubers do this too. Joke's on you though, I might make this more than 9 minutes long. But we have to make a compromise. I'm gonna message my girlfriend back really quick. I'd say girlfriend, I mean fiance. It's a weird transition. I'm pretty sure I can do both though. I really don't know if I have another thing to help with ADD. Just recognize that it can be a superpower too, man. You know, it makes you really capable of doing a lot of things. And if you find that you're falling out of yourself too much and you're focusing on too many other things, you really need to start living your life more by one task at a time. You focus, make sure you're at least focusing on the task you're doing. You can have your head off in the clouds, but like make sure you're wrapping yourself back around onto the task at hand so you're not losing scope of it too much. Looking back on it now, I guess I'm gonna make a kitty reference because fucking YouTube and shit, and apparently everybody that watches this is gonna be 12 years old because they're gonna get this far into an introspective video at 12 years old. I just, it makes me think of math class, where you were supposed to write down all your work and stuff, and like that I would just literally be like blatantly missing steps, and nobody could like find signs to ADD or really help me ever. And part of me, or yeah, part of me wants to think it was my parents or my parent that maybe tried to ignore signs of something he might maybe didn't know anything about, and that might seem like autism on the surface level. And I really don't mean to say it like that, and it's really hard to say it like that considering how many of us have like dopamine based autism now. One of the biggest things, or I said autism, damn, that's rough. I meant ADD. Deep breaths, deep breaths. Like, I see a lot of links here with BPD and anxiety and ADD in our phones. I'm just saying, man. Um, I found a lot of peace with all of it, and I think I can help a lot of other people find some peace too. Maybe I'll make this a series if you guys like this. But if somebody actually made it this far into the video, you're probably my new best friend, and you should probably message me sometime.